crown.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. 2 more days.
2 more days. Okay.
But I celebrate for a whole month, so.
You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Hop on YouTube, welcome to the hood table, where we chop up local and global events vocally. You don't really wanna miss out on these conversations. Just joke a little, laugh a little, get that wine in your system, fill your glass a little, expose current events, talk trash a little. You never know, these opinions might clash a little. Get addicted to the content, gotta binge watch. If you don't like it, then you want invited, let your friends watch it in the house and your job parking lot before you clock it. I don't wanna miss a second, but it's HD content. Everybody think they got something to say, so it's an open invitation, bring it to the table. But if you come whack, just know we ain't buying it. We gon' probably turn you back until you start try again. Yeah, welcome to the hood.
Hey.
You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Yeah, welcome
to the hood.
You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable.
I love that. I love that. Courtesy of my niece. If y'all don't know, now you know. Y'all better check out Thailand music straight from the O&E from Omaha, Nebraska. She did that little rap intro for the hood table. Thank you, niece, again. I love it. I love it. I love it. Welcome, ladies.
Hey.
How's everybody doing today?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good. Is everybody staying healthy and Rona free?
I'm staying in the house. This is my new bed.
Okay. Okay. Well, thanks everybody tuning in today. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me put let's see. Make sure I can see the chat. Hey everybody, I already see some people coming in. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Thank you. Welcome to the hood table.
That was once again my fault. It was my fault.
Yeah, man. I'm telling y'all, my co-host be on Black People Time. I don't know what to do with her, but
I promise I'll be trying to get there and it'll be like it's stuff being thrown at me and I'm trying to duck and dodge but
anywho. Welcome to the chat, y'all. Everybody, make sure you do us a favor. Please hit the like button. Please hit the share button. And also, if you are not subscribed to the hood table, especially if you are in Omaha, Nebraska, I'm gonna need y'all to hit that subscribe button to the hood table. It's a shame if you haven't subscribed. It's a shame and a disgrace. Don't go let me go ministerical on y'all. But anyway, hit the like button, share the live, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Thank you so much. Hey Maria, I see you in the chat, and Jordan, I see you in the chat. Mr. Football Star, I see you in the chat. Hey Brandy. Jasmyn, we have Jasmyn with us today. She is a Black female engineer. She is doing things in that industry. She is part of our She's So Amazing segment. And when we first thought of doing this segment, she was one of the people who I thought of to have on our show. I've been following you, like I said, I'm friends with your mom, Maria, on Facebook, and we're in a lot of groups together, and I've been following you and Jordan, you know, your brother Jordan, because he's amazing as well. But we've been following you, and I thought it was really cool and interesting how you've been doing your thing and making it in the industry of construction engineering as a female and a Black woman. So please introduce yourself.
Okay, well, I'm Jasmyn. I think you pretty much introduced me enough. But I am an engineer. I've been an engineer working for Kiewit, which is also Omaha based, for the last 4.5 years.
Okay.
So that has been I'm gonna call it a journey of its own.
Okay.
I'm just thankful to be here on your
show. Cool.
I have questions.
Go ahead.
Already. Because I want you to toot your horn, baby. I really do. That was just a quick run through.
Okay.
What degrees do you have? What steps have you taken to make it to where you at?
So I have a construction engineering degree, and I have a minor in business administration. So I know how to read and write contracts, and then I also have a mathematics. What do you call it? Minor as well, because I love math.
Okay, that's awesome. And I was going to ask you about math. Like, what kind of math classes do you need to take? Because a lot of people don't like math, but they don't realize how important it is in certain careers. So, how many math classes? What type of math classes did you have to take?
Oh, I can't even. That's so long ago. You take the normal math classes like algebra and all that, and then you just in college it's just like one step above. So algebra 2, 3, and then you take differential equations. Which if you don't like math and then try to put numbers in or letters in with that, you're not gonna understand it.
Mm-hmm.
And you take quadratic formulas.
I'm not that good at math.
Fruit and vegetables should not be together in a salad.
Oh my goodness. So let me ask you, Jasmyn, what interested you into becoming a engineer? Is that something you always wanted to do from a little girl, or were there other things you were interested in and then just somehow fell into it? Like, tell us, a little bit about that.
So I honestly don't have no real background as to like what drove me to become an engineer. When I was in high school, I wanted to be a lawyer.
Okay, that's a large leap.
I wanted to be a lawyer, and I did this thing called juvenile court in Omaha. This is a program they have, and I really liked it. But then when I started shadowing my aunt Tressa, it just really blew me away. All the books and everything she had to read. And I'm a leisure reader. I don't like reading things that's just boring.
Right, me too.
It ain't just reading.
You got to memorize it too. And I was like, this is not for me. It's fun doing it freehand style, but just all the levels she had to take, I was like, this is not for me. So then I started getting in tune with like what am I good at in high school? And it was math and a little bit of science. I'm not a real fan of science, but it was more so math. So then it was a family friend, and he's a black engineer. I think he's a mechanical engineer.
Okay.
And so I was like, oh, black people do that? Like, really? There's black people in the engineering industry? And he was like, yeah, you should look into it. You're good at math and a little bit of science. So that's what I did. And I was like, oh, I kind of love this. And then on top of that, it was, a lot of people told me I couldn't do it. So that was my real drive for doing it, because I always heard like, this, is you sure you want to do this? This isn't something that's for you. You should look at something else. And I'm like, no, I'm going to do this because you're telling me I can't do it. So.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that, Jazz, because a lot of women in that field say there's a lot of discrimination in STEM careers. And for those who don't know, tell them what STEM careers, what does that mean, Jazz?
STEM is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics degrees.
Okay. And women do say that there's a lot of discrimination in STEM careers, which is why so few women stay in that field. Have you ever experienced anything like that besides people saying you couldn't do it?
I didn't experience it until I actually got into it. I seen it, but I didn't really pay attention until I actually became in the field, like got in the field myself. But I just don't want people to think that it's black people. It's 10 times harder for me because I'm African American, but I have a best friend that I work with, and she's, she's Caucasian. It's also hard for her. So it's just all around. It's very real. It's not a lot of us. That's one, and it's hard for us to climb the ladder, so to say.
Oh wow.
One thing I want to say is, baby, you got a friend. I don't care if she purple, black, white. Stick with her. That's somebody you need to stick with, because y'all fighting the same battle.
Yeah.
And is instead of being crabs and trying to pull each other down, oh, she trying to outdo me. Stick together.
we're in two different states now. She's still in Denver, and I'm over here in Virginia, but we have stuck together, and she's climbing the ladder now, and so am I. And every time one of us gets a step above, we just drag the other one right up there with us. So,
I know that's right. I know that's right.
And still,
Yeah.
even though y'all in different states, different places, just make sure that you guys are both each other's sounding boards.
mm-hmm.
And, just you gotta hold on to that because today people will stab you in the back so quick,
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
and
I
a
know.
lot of time it'll be your own.
Oh, I know. I've experienced it both in and outside of my field. So
Hmm.
I know.
Yeah.
So,
And I see it says like as far as Hispanic and Black women, they represent combined 1.6% of all engineering faculty, and Asian women account for 4%. So it is really a low percentage as far it's really a male dominated industry.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
It really is. It's good that you say that. I can't remember all the statistics we found, but I just did a speech for my district in December, and the topic was women in Kiewit, and we looked up all those stats, and it was just so amazing that it's just like we're still here, like we're still at this low number.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
statistics do show that there are more women getting like engineering or STEM degrees.
Well, that's good. That's really good. A lot of that I had talked to Carmel Diva earlier, and I was telling her I was like, when we were in school, I can't ever recall anybody ever telling us, when people were talking about what would you like to be, what could you be? It was always doctor, lawyer, teacher, never a black female engineer or. And then, like, I didn't even know the difference between some of them. Like, I used to want to be an architect. I didn't realize that had to do with engineering. I just thought I would just draw something, just be in a drawing class. And then they did tell me you gotta be good at math and science. I was like, it's a wrap. So how do you know, like, how if people wanted to be or are thinking about this career, tell them, like, how would they know if this is what they want to get into? Because it's not easy.
No, it's not. It's far from easy. If this was easy, this will be where engineering be way over here.
Mhm.
But if I had to tell them, it would be from my own personal experience. It's by trial and error.
Mhm.
I spent, a lot of people don't know, but I've spent 7.5 years in college. And it wasn't because I just couldn't get through. Like there were challenges in college, but I just refused to graduate
You
with a
can do
degree
it. You
that
can do it.
I wasn't gonna be satisfied with as far as a career degree. So
Oh,
when I started in 2009 in Lincoln, I actually went to civil engineering, which
okay.
that's more of the railroads, the bridges, and more of the flat road work. And I was like, okay, this could be interesting. And I actually went to, sad to say, I went to go do a shadow and I fell asleep on that. I fell asleep during my shadow, and then that's how I knew, like, that's not for you. That's not for you.
It's too boring.
Right. It wasn't exciting. So I was like, okay, this is not for me. So sophomore year, I changed my major. And I'm glad that you said that because I went into architectural engineering because I'm like, I like design stuff. So
Right.
I can see me doing some architecture engineering work.
Mhm.
I did that for 4.5, 4 years. And I was actually in a program where you do 5 years and you get your master's in that program. And then when it got to like the last couple of semesters, I was just like, this is desk work to
Oh,
me.
and you were that close?
Yeah, I was close. Yeah, I was like, this is desk work. And so you just sit there and it's no design aspect to it at all. It's all just running numbers, and it's like an architect will give you a design on what he or she thinks is feasible for a building or a house. And my job would have been making sure it was engineered properly, running numbers so that it could be occupied by pedestrians. And I was just like, this is not it. This is not what I thought it was. So I talked to one of my advisors and I was like, I got to do something else that's more exciting, that changes every day. And that's how I found construction engineering.
Okay.
So what
So it's
exactly does your job entail? What do you do?
so on a day-to-day basis, outside of this coronavirus stuff, I would be on site in a trailer that you see, or maybe we'll get an office space, and I would be running the work.
Okay.
So I'm the one that manages the craft guys that actually do the hard labor work. And if something comes up in the field that can be engineered, that has an engineering aspect or a problem that needs the engineering behind it to solve it, that would be my job. So I don't always have to run back to the architect or the structural engineer and bother them because they have like 100 other projects going on at once.
Oh wow. Oh wow. So you really is doing the darn thing.
It's really fun because I like managing, but I'm not the type to just sit there and manage my craft. So I get involved. So I was putting up structural steel beams. I've been out here. I've put up signs on doors, which sounds easy, but it's really hard. I've laid tile. I've put up drywall and nails. I get into it so I know what to expect.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I don't think you can fully manage someone if you don't know what they do.
Right.
Girl, say that again.
Right. You are absolutely right.
I
So
had a manager like that
go
one
ahead.
time. She said, "Oh, I'm gonna put on some scrubs and I'm gonna follow you around and see exactly what you do." I said, "Wait a minute, how you gonna be my manager, but you don't know what my job entails?" She trying to tell me, "Oh, you ain't supposed to do that. I don't think you're supposed to do this. You have been working behind a desk for 25 years,
Mm-hmm.
baby. I got this. I got this. If
Uh,
the patient say ow, then something wrong." I was like, "Oh no,
You
she
still have
did."
those type of people. You still have those type of people nowadays, sad to say.
yep. Oh, and then we got a question for you, Jazz. Latasia, is that it? Latasia Broadway?
Mm-hmm.
Can you see her question? She said, when pursuing architectural engineering, what did you specialize in? She wants to go into HVAC systems, but she's wondering if that's different from what you explained.
Um, I think if she goes in, that is different. So, from my learning experience with architectural engineering, like I said, it's more of beams, concrete structures. You do the math behind those so that you can see if it will support, if they got a building, or let's just say they have the CHI building. That's a concrete structure, I think, with steel in it. You have to be able to say that will hold the amount of people they're actually trying to hold in it. So where if it's HVAC systems that she wants to do, she would want to look at mechanical engineering. That's a whole different division on its own. And that's actually really good because when I was in school, like there was very few and far women to come by. I think I can maybe remember 5, but I don't remember seeing anybody in mechanical. So
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I had read that and I'll just be reading, so correct me if I'm wrong. But I had read where architectural engineer that's mainly focused on the design and constructing of the structure, which means HVAC, lighting, wiring, beams, walls, floors. So with that, go ahead.
it would I think it would say that, but then when you start actually getting your degree, it's more in depth. So it is an architectural design to it, but you have your electrical engineers that worry about the lighting in the building. You have your mechanical engineers that worry about the HVAC systems, and then your architect engineers, they specialize in making sure like your structure is structurally sound. So that may or may not include HVAC. Sometimes you have to do it all, but sometimes you don't. My preference would be let the architectural worry about making sure the building can withstand earthquakes and all that, and then let the HVACs and the electrical people do what they do best.
Oh, okay. Okay. And if anybody else has any questions, please feel free to post your questions in the chat, and Jasmine will do her best to answer your questions. And we have a lot of people giving you some shout outs: Lena, Sheila, Curry.
Hey.
Support.
Yes, please
You know,
support.
I tried to get my son to come out here because he is a junior going into his senior year, and that's what he wants to be. He wants to be a mechanical engineer. And I said, well, why don't you come on, talk to her, get some information, you know, share some information. And but he's a 17-year-old. Think he know everything.
What's mechanical engineer?
Mechanical is like your HVAC, basically your HVAC system.
Okay.
And the water system in any building, how that flows, how that runs, where to put your intake, your outtake, your what is it called, your air conditioner, that type of stuff.
Okay. Awesome. And when you went to school, oh yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Like when I was in school, going to Veterot, but you know they had an HVAC program, and those people they was telling me like how much they made. I can't remember now, it's been so long, but I was like, when they was telling me their salary, I was like, wait a minute, I think I might be in the wrong program.
I mean, engineering is that's a really
they can have this nursing shit, you know.
Nurses? No, we need the nurses because I couldn't do that. I don't have a stomach for it. My grandpa was like, "You gonna be a doctor?" I'm like, "I'll pass out with the patient if I be a doctor."
That's me. So I see blood.
In all my years in nursing, the only people I think I've had two pass out, and both of them were big ass, burly men.
I can't do it.
You know when it was? It was when we did blood draws.
I can't.
Oh Lord.
I couldn't even give my grandpa his insulin shot. That's how I'm like.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, definitely the wrong field. Definitely the wrong field.
Oh God, my first 6 months of working, I was so smooth because I didn't want to get a baby's a shot. I was like, I always had somewhere else to be, something to do. I passed it off to somebody, and then, damn my friend Nikki noticed what I was doing. She said, "Come here, let me talk to you." I said, "What?" She said, "Bitch, I've been seeing what you've been doing, sitting here passing it off to other people when you got a baby." She's like, "I'm going in the room with you today." I was like, "No,
that'll be
friends no more.
That'll be not friends no more.
Find somebody else to hang out with."
Somebody said, your mom, hey Miss Ray.
Hi, Mama.
Shout out to you for not giving up, forever giving up. And as you went to college, oh my God, you said you were in there 8 years?
Almost 8 years. That she knows my struggle. That was her and my brother. Like that was the biggest support I could ever lean on. But she's right. It's really, I'm not even going to sugarcoat it for people that are watching. It's hard. It's challenging. It'll make you question yourself. And me just getting to where I'm at, like people think it's easy, you know, you might get a C. I failed maybe 2 or 3 classes just to get where I was, but that was not about to stop me from getting my degree. And people will test you because it's not just you know, pushing yourself. It's not just the system set up to be against us. You have teachers that will basically tell you like, I don't think you should be this. Or I had one teacher quote for quote tell me like, what did he say? You fail in life. I think you fail in life. So like, why not start here? And, you know, fail me from a class.
You know what? I'm so glad you said that.
In life, and that's why you standing here teaching me instead of doing what you're supposed to be doing.
I'm so glad you said that because I'm telling you, I had seen somewhere where people were saying sometimes engineer professors be acting like they want their students to fail in their classes. Like, I'm,
It's they will set up their whole program to where everything is based off of exams. I'm not a good exam taker, but everything is based off of exams. And just this professor, particular professor, like there was no room for error on his exams. If you missed anything on his exam, that came straight from your grade. So if you missed 10 points from your exam, that's 10 points off of your final grade.
oh my God. I
That,
couldn't believe it when I saw it.
but you know what? Think of it from this point of view. You said he set it up, and yeah, I think he set it up where he wanted you to fail. But
Mm-hmm.
in actuality, he wanted you to learn everything you could so that you would not fail. He was
Well,
pushing you to be better than
I,
average. He wanted you to know everything that was probably because everything he taught was in that book or in them notes. And he wanted you to be on top of your game. That's kind of how I would see it. You know, I would be pissed at first too, like, flunk me. You know what? No. But then you have to stop afterwards and think about it like, did I do all that I could have to pass this?
mm-hmm.
Sometimes we have to take time to take responsibility and put it on ourselves too.
Yeah. I I'm the person I'm far from not accepting self accountability.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And I did everything I was supposed to do. I went to go see a counselor because like I said, I have anxiety really bad as far as testing.
Mhm.
Now
Mhm.
somebody
My
that
son does
doesn't I
too.
didn't get that trait, but Jordan, he can do a test and study for 10 minutes and get an A. That's not me.
Yeah.
So I did what I could do, but again, it's like if you don't have the resources, which would be money, to get a psychiatrist to actually diagnose you with anxiety, they're not going to help you. So even though I did what I was supposed to do and I exhausted all my resources I had available to me,
Mhm.
there was nothing I could do. So it was literally like fighting my own battle within me trying to take a test because I knew if I was missing this, that was messing up my grade. And it's not because I didn't know anything, it was just because of the anxiety I had.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, do you think it's in that kind of field? Do you think it's important for people to have a mentor in that field,
Um,
or did you have to have a mentor in that field, or?
Honestly, my mentors weren't in my field.
Uh
My
huh.
mentors came from my sorority, and
Okay.
I didn't need anybody in my field. I couldn't even find one. Honestly, I didn't get a mentor for my field until I actually like was working for Kiewit for like a year and a half, and then I had somebody within Kiewit. But I would say if a mentor works for you and you have that available resource to you, exhaust it.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
exhaust it because it's. I mean, I would call, I guess that's a mentor right there for me. He just popped up, Jordan.
Jordan. Yeah.
That's my mentor, but it wasn't, if I talked to him about engineering stuff, he couldn't relate because he's a
Yeah.
psychologist.
Right.
So I didn't necessarily need a mentor in my field, but for each his own, everybody's different.
Yeah. Sometimes your mentors
I need a
won't be in your
mentor.
field. It could be your pastor. It could be somebody in your sorority. It could be a family member. Anybody who willing to help push you. Because I didn't realize how hard it was in this field till I started doing a little research on it. When I knew you were coming on our show, I'm like, let me try to figure out, a little bit about this. And I was amazed, like when I read about the professors, like
Mm-hmm.
sometimes making it extremely tough for their students to pass. Like in your classes, was it a lot of kids giving up?
I wouldn't say a lot because our classes was like kind of big, and I was what do they call it? A transporting student. So I
Uh-huh.
wasn't really in tune with the campus life once I got to UNL or UNO's campus. When I
Okay.
got to Peter Kiewit Institute, I literally went to school and then I went home.
Okay.
It was a little different, but your classes, when you're in there and if you are so focused, you don't notice that it may get smaller unless you talk to that person and then they show up and you don't see them.
Yeah.
But I would say when I graduated, though, it did drop.
Mm-hmm.
It did drop.
Okay. And what made you interested in Peter Kiewit? Now, I worked for them in customer service or something. It was like 100 years ago. But, even when I worked for them at that time, I was so young and my mind space wasn't as broad as it is now. I didn't realize all what Peter Kiewit did, even when I was working in customer service and the area I was working in.
Mm-hmm.
So did you when you were in college, did you apply to be to work there, or were you did they seek you out, or?
I had a teacher where we had a love-hate relationship.
Uh-oh.
We had a love-hate relationship, and actually one of his assignments was build your resume. Mm-hmm. And then you have to submit it and then pass it out at a career fair.
Okay.
And so he actually, in a sense, helped me get my internship.
Okay.
And so once I got my foot in the door, I didn't need no more help. I started interning with Peter Kiewit, I think in 2016 or 2015. And I have never not worked for them full time since.
Okay. Okay.
So cool. They even let me, work full time without benefits, of course, but full time while I was in school.
Okay. All right. And Carmel Diva, is that your son there? Did he have any questions for her? I know he's interested in, getting into engineering.
Yes, this is Elijah.
Hi, Elijah. You have some questions for Jasmyn, Elijah?
I'm having some technical difficulties right now, but so he's going to fill in for me for a hot second.
That's fine. That's fine. Somebody in the chat said, hey, Jazz, they said, super proud of you for being a trailblazer. How was it moving from Omaha to pursue your career?
Oh, that was a very emotional time. I'm so family oriented. That was hard. That was really hard moving to Denver. That was really hard. And it was only 8 hours away. So I think once I got the hang of 8 hours being just the drive away, it kind of eased things.
Mm-hmm.
But it was hard because the field is hard. It's demanding. The industry is demanding. So, you work in almost a mandatory 10-hour days. And when you get off, you're tired, but you want to have a life. You don't have a life. And for me to have an outlet as far as stress wise or just to get away from what's going on in my day with work, I would just go to my mom's house and my grandma's house, and talk to them. But when I moved from Omaha, I didn't have that outlet. And then I felt like if I was calling them, always constantly complaining, they wouldn't pick up for me no more.
Oh.
But like I said, that kind of, that was hard. But this move to Virginia was even harder. Oh. This is like way on the other side of the U.S.
Yeah. Well, I'm so glad that they were there for you. I know your mom personally, and I know how family oriented she is. And she pushes every single one of her children, regardless of which way your career is going, sports and all that. So shout out to your mom, because I know it's really stressful, in this career. And that's why a lot of people don't tackle it or try to stay in it. So besides like your mom, and then what other things did you do to relieve stress while you were in college?
I didn't really have a life in college. I didn't, because I had to. Even though I didn't get any Pell Grants after a while. And then taking out student loans, I didn't want to take out a large amount, so I had to work full time.
Okay.
School full time, so it would be work overnight. A full 8 to 9 hour shift. And then right when you get off work, you go to class. So I didn't really have no free time to really give.
Oh, wow.
So
Well,
then
it was all worth it.
it was all worth it. It pays off.
It
But I
paid
would think
off.
the only thing that I did outside of school that really got me to where I am today was be joining my sorority. I had outside extended family, what I say.
Okay.
Extended family and just traveling and doing things with them and networking that way.
Okay.
That made me happy.
Okay. You got any questions, Jordan? I'm sorry. Did I call him a Jordan? I'm thinking of your brother, Elijah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Elijah.
That's a first.
No, we was just talking about Jordan. My bad.
It's all right. I've been called many other things. I guess my uncle, other words that I can't say right now.
Did
Well,
you have any questions?
What does it really take to become an engineer?
Mm.
In what aspect? What do you mean?
Like, what kind of education do you really need to become an engineer?
What classes or stuff?
Ooh. That's gonna be easy for me. It's probably not gonna be what anybody wants to hear, but you don't really learn until you're on the job. You're not gonna learn how to do your job until you're on the job. Depending on what your engineering field is, I can't really say like, are you like mechanical, chemical, mechanical?
Yes.
Oh, so you might need to pay attention to all your classes. I'm not sure. But I do know one thing that they don't teach you in the engineering field, which is why I got my business administration is people skills, management skills. They don't really teach you how to be on a team. And when you get out in the field, you work with a team. Like if you were to graduate now and come work for Kiwi or come work with one of our subs, me and you would be working together on a team. And you don't get that experience in school. I mean, you get your partners, you get the normal partners. Like in school, you might get a team of 5, but that's not as intense as what you would have to do now to work together to be in a team to build something.
Okay.
But being with your field being so specialized, I can't really comment on other people's specialized field as far as what education they would need, but I do know they don't really teach you how to work in a constructed team where you guys really depend on each other to get to one goal.
Okay, good advice. That's some really good advice. You got any more questions, Elijah? Ask away.
You got somebody right here. Like, do they do internships or?
I would definitely. You make me get all emotional.
That's so sweet. You about to make her tear up, Jordan.
Those are definitely 2 things you do need because you cannot give up. But if what did she say? You asked me something.
Do y'all do internships? How do you go about doing that? Is it just a general internship or is it do they do it to like say he's mechanical engineering, you were architectural, do they just do it by what they're interested in?
I can only speak for Kiwit. I'm just gonna give a little backstory. When I was like really, really, really young, I had this whole list of things that I wanted to do or be in life, and it was just like work for Kiwi, be an engineer, become an AKA, do all this stuff, move out of Omaha, like. And then I can't find the list now, but it's like I checked everything off that box. So
all right.
But I would say
you had like a vision board?
Yeah, no, it was literally, I think it was on a you know how in elementary you do a little cutout and you write on it? It was like a little leaf. Yeah, it was like a little leaf. It looked like a leaf and I was just writing on it. It was an assignment.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know what it was. I didn't think nothing of it, but I do remember it. But I would say internships will save your life. That is also a way that you could know what you really want to do and what you don't want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say start as early as possible. That way, if right now you are interested in mechanical, but if you go and do an internship, you might realize that's something that is not what you thought it was. So then you have time to switch and get introduced to other fields. As far as Kiewit goes with the internships, the thing I like about Kiewit is because I'm a construction engineer, but like I was telling you about my best friend that I work with, Sylvia, she's a civil engineer. Mm-hmm. And we both do the same things. Like it's not a specialized field. Okay. Sort of say. So you can come into Kiewit, and with Kiewit, everybody starts at the same spot and you just work your way up. And then you have this whole room full of people with different backgrounds, and then you guys could just pull from whoever you need. Mm-hmm. But so I know some other companies, maybe subcontractors of ours, or maybe other engineering firms like HDR, they have specialized internships for like mechanical or electrical, where you can go work directly in that field.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, as far as like I heard where a lot of women, and it didn't say necessarily black women, it just said women, have to be aggressive to be successful in their careers. Like, do you have to be like really outgoing and really aggressive, speaking up, trying to show your full intelligence?
I gotta take a sip of my water on that one.
Okay. She gotta take a drink, y'all. A drink on that one.
Because you hit something on the head that when we were talking about women in Kiewit, we addressed that. Mm-hmm. It was in the 6th grade. She still got it.
She said she still have it.
I don't think you have to. I think in some instances you have to be assertive, mm-hmm. but that don't mean you have to be assertive and aggressive. Okay. And you gotta stand your ground. That much I do know. But I think with women, what we face is like the lady I gave a speech with. She's higher up than me. She's been with Kiewit 11 years. Mm-hmm. And she's well known, and her nickname for them, excuse my French mom, is they call her a bitch. They call her a bitch. And then with me, I've personally had one person, call me and label me as having an attitude, almost like a black angry woman.
Uh-oh. That's a black angry woman.
Right? And it's not that at all. It's like you have the same attitude as the men out in the field, if not just a little bit more, but it's because nobody takes you serious. So you kind of got to put your foot down a little bit. But I find that just because I'm assertive does not mean I have to be so aggressive.
Right.
So I can give a demand or tell someone what to do, but also come at them as I'm not here to be your boss and micromanage and just sit here and just tell you what to do all day. I'm more of like a coworker. We all on one team. I need you just as much as you need me. So this is what we're going to do. And if that don't work, you come tell me. I need to fix my plan. And then we just go from there.
Okay. All right. Awesome. And, your mom.
She's so crazy.
It was for the better good. Only for the interview. Sorry, Mama. You got any more questions, Elijah? I just want to make sure you get a chance to ask anything you want.
Mm-hmm. Right now, I don't have any, but I bet I'll come up with one afterwards because right now I've only had like 1 hour of sleep.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna tell you now. I'm gonna just tell you now. Get used to it. You're gonna be an engineer. That's what you want to do. You get used to it.
Mm-hmm. You better get a good night of sleep. Sleep as much as you can when you can.
Sleep was not my friend in college, and like I said before, I was in there almost 8 years, so I missed out on a lot of sleep.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine. Now we was talking earlier before the live, and you were telling me about a speech you had did for your job. So tell us a little bit about the speech and what you were talking about and in front and how many people were you?
Oh, it was like 500 people.
Wow,
Yeah, it was our district meeting.
500 people.
Yeah, it was a lot of people.
Now, did you take classes in speech? I mean, I would be nervous in that front of that many people. Like,
Nervous is an understatement.
I can imagine.
I had to give a couple of speeches for my sorority in front of on a nationwide level.
Uh-huh.
I was nervous about that, and then when they did this with the job, I was nervous about giving my speech, but also about the topic because I'm really passionate about it. The topic was women in Kiewit, and some things that we talked about is just how women in general are being treated in the industry, not just Kiewit. Just in the industry, because the goal of the speech was to bring this to the forefront, bring it to the light, and then come up with solutions on how Kiewit can set the standards for other companies. Like how can we lead with hiring more women and changing some of the stigmas that come along with us working here. Some of the things we addressed like the assertiveness and how you get labeled for having it. We addressed the pay difference.
Okay.
That's a big thing. We addressed the lack of diversity.
Okay.
And then one thing that hit home for me that I actually gave a personal speech about was with this being such a demanding field and it being male dominated, I'm having my first child. And so I can remember.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. When I first found out I was pregnant, it was like excitement, but it quickly went away, like with a snap of a finger, because all you can think about is this field is not set up to support women in this field, in this industry, like support mothers at all. So that was a big thing that I hit on because when you come in here, it's sad to say, most of the men you work with, their wives choose to work. They're given an option, like you can work or you can't work, or maybe you work part-time and you don't have to work long. And with me being a woman, like I don't have that option.
Right.
So how are we addressing that issue to where I'm a mother and I'm not going to work 12-hour days? You know,
how long have you been off of work? Are you off of work now or?
No, I'm not off work now.
Okay. So you're gonna work all the way to the end, but you mainly doing like the office. You're doing like the paperwork and telling people what to do. So you're not really out there in any dangers, like out in the, where they're doing all the construction and engineering. I mean,
the only reason I'm not out there is because of the corona situation.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'll be out there with my hard hat, my boots, my vest, and I'll manage from the field.
Okay.
And then there's with the field, like I can be labeled a field or a office engineer, but with both of them, you do both in the same. So I still do paperwork. Okay. But Monday through Friday, I'm here on my couch. I have a helper that basically takes my place in the field, and he runs my work through me.
Okay. So I
take care of the office things.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. Are you working from home still?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I make sure he has what he needs to support the guys in the field like I normally would. And then if anything happens or they need anything, I'm just a phone call away.
Okay. All right. And how much time can you take off of work? Is it 8 weeks or?
We just got that. Kiewit just did some upgrading to some of their policies in 2018. And so now we have 12 weeks.
Oh, wow.
We have 12 weeks. Yeah, we have 12 weeks, which is really beneficial. It's 3 weeks of your own PTO, and then they give you 9. They give you 9 themselves with, FMLA and all that, short-term disability.
Oh, that's really good. That's really good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah,
I know if we're going to be wrapping up soon, but if anybody has any questions they want to ask Jazz, please
please
feel
do.
free. Put it in the chat, and she'll do her best to answer you.
Will. I
Questions,
will.
Papa Diva?
No, I apologize. My blood sugar started dropping, so I had to
Yeah, I was a little
Oh,
grab
well,
anxious.
you
something
better
to eat.
take care of her over there, Elijah.
But I've been up passed out with her. Can't.
Both of my kids, I can honestly say they know the signs with me now. And I told him, I said, I don't feel good. You know, my head. I said, I don't know what's going on. He was like, your blood sugar. Go check
Oh
it.
Lord. Please don't pass up. Please don't pass out on the interview. Please.
Yeah, two of us passed.
But as far as me, I just have one more question. Well, I think one more question. Um, I'm trying. I just be trying to think of different things to ask, because people might, be thinking about them or don't know, what to ask. But as far as your engineering degree, that particular, can it apply to other careers other than engineering?
Like, give me an example of what you're saying, what you're asking.
Well, as far as like your particular degree,
Mhm.
what's that in?
That's in construction engineering. So that is just like the day-to-day operations of like the actual field work of building a building or whatever you're doing.
Okay. So as far as like everything you've learned in engineering, could
Mm-hmm.
any of that be used in a different field? Or like if somebody went to engineering and they decided this is just not what I want to do. I mean, will all that just be lost and you just have to like literally start all over from ground up?
No. I think a big thing that we do in the field that nobody really thinks of as something as part of our job would be what do I want to relationships.
Okay.
Relationships. So I was talking to my best friend Sylvia, and we were like, "What's next for us? Like, what do we do after this? Do we start our own construction company where it's all females? Like, what can we do?" And when you're working in this field, it's called a owner's rep. So it's basically like maybe you have an owner that doesn't know too much about the construction field or industry. So you contact them to be your liaison. They know what they want built, they have the money for it, but they don't really know how to communicate well with people on my team. And you can kind of be the liaison between the two. I think that would be a very beneficial job for everything that I learned, in my field. But I watch is it Diners, Drive-ins, and Dives on Fridays? And this lady, she was on there, and she had a mechanical engineering degree, but was cooking food.
Oh.
Yeah, she quit her job to go run a restaurant.
Oh wow!
Everything that she learned from school that she applied to, running her business and cooking food. So I would say, yes, it's not all about mechanical or building a building.
Okay, awesome. Thanks for answering that for me. And Lisa Flowers said, "Congrats. How do or will you maintain a healthy work-life balance, especially with the baby?" I'm glad she asked that because that was one of the questions I had forgot. So glad. Thanks, Lisa. Because I was going to ask you about that with the baby coming up and the Rona running rapid.
Miss Rona.
The Rona, aka Roro. I didn't nickname her Roro. Roro running through the street. And you out there in the construction
field. That's a hard one because even without the baby, I struggled with that. Because after I got off work, I go home, go to sleep, and wake up and just repeat every day, Monday through Friday, sometimes Saturdays, sometimes Sundays. I don't know how I will. I can't even speak to that. I do know that I'm just going to set the standards, family first. And hopefully with my speech and with us trying to evolve they'll understand. I do know that there are a couple women that set the standard. It's like, I'm doing my 8 hours a day, and then I'm gonna go home and, you know, do my family life. But I will say it's kind of give and take, because with the salary based job, everybody knows you gotta you work until the job done.
Right. I was gonna ask you that. Like, are your hours like are they the normal 9 to 5, 8 to 4? Like when the baby comes, don't you guys work long hours normally?
When I was in Denver, our hours were supposedly 7 to 5. But if you have a meeting to get your day started and your crew ready, that meeting could start at 6 or 5:30. Then you're there till 5. I was working overnight for the past, I don't know, 5 months. That was from 8 to 5:30. And now I changed my schedule and I work from 5 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Oh, wow.
So it's not your normal hours. I think the only normal hours they would consider, like if you're on a project working and actually building, or if you're in the office, it's like a normal 9 to 5 or a normal 7 to 5. Okay. It just depends, because sometimes you have restrictions. Like the project we're doing out here last summer, it's with the metro, the train system, and it was a shutdown. So we shut down 6 stations that brought in a lot of revenue for them.
Oh, okay.
And it was a 24-hour job for, I think we had 108 days.
Wow.
So you had 108 days to do 6 stations. So you were working constantly around the clock, 24 hours. You had 2 shifts, which were 12-hour long shifts. And my schedule was 12 to 15 hours a day, 11 days straight, and I get 3 days off.
Woo, child. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Yo, but let me tell you now, that baby you got right there, oh, that blessing about to put all of that to a stop.
Well, the thing is, when they first start, they sleep a lot. So
we have another shutdown coming up here starting May, a little bit after my son's supposed to be born, and I'm missing that part. So I won't even be a part of that 24-hour shutdown period.
Oh, well, that's good. Huh?
Yeah, it'll just be no come back.
And your mother, Maria, she said, is there anything you would have done different to get to where you are today?
No. It was hard. She knows it was hard. Sometimes I feel like my mom, she's still doing it now, but I feel like she went to school with me.
Oh,
she went to school with me without going to the classes. You know, if I cry because it got hard, or if I'm just exhausted, you know, she would try to pick me up, or she would cry with me, and she's like, "You can't give up." She would be exhausting options, like she was paying tuition. She does that for my brother now.
That's amazing.
I would change anything. Everything I've been through, if it hasn't helped me in my career, it has helped me personally. And the journey I've been on, it wasn't easy at all, far from it, but I can't say I would change anything.
I would say you said it doesn't help you in your career, but everything that we do in life, there's a lesson to be learned, so that it is helping you in your career.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is.
I can't argue with that at all.
I mean, you already are the best person that you can be,
Mm-hmm.
and this is just going to help you to excel.
Yeah.
So even if it hurts you in life, sometimes the things that hurt you the most are the things that help you the most.
Mm-hmm.
That's
so much from it, and you learn not to do that anymore.
That's true.
Yeah. Oh, somebody got a question. Wild card said, "Hey, Jasmyn and everyone. Hey, wild card.
Hello."
They said, "Are you a project manager, Jasmyn?"
Not yet.
Not yet.
No. Right now, I would be considered an E2. E2, and then from E2, you can either pick which way you want to go with Kiewit, and it's kind of like the office side is a project manager, or the field side is a superintendent. I haven't really been promoted to a project manager yet, but I am doing things that a project manager would do.
Okay.
I think that would be a goal of mine to be a project manager. Actually, it is. But I don't know if I want to do that role and everything it takes, because then I wouldn't be in the field as much, which is what I love. But I am going, it's not back to school. It's kind of like a class and a test and exam you have to take. It's called a PMP certification. It's a project manager. I don't know what the other P stand for.
Okay.
But I'll be going to get that, so it'd technically say that I have the project managing skills that I need. I'm certified in that. But that doesn't mean I have to go be a project manager. I can do other things.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I used to want to get my stamp. I really did want to get my engineering stamp.
Mm-hmm.
But
I believe you'll get it. Whatever you put your mind to, you didn't came this far. And if you see project manager in the future,
yeah,
I'm sure you'll be able to successfully, get that title. And you'll have your mom and everybody to support.
Name it and claim it.
He asked if I was said, "Are you working on your certification?"
Oh, there it is.
Not right now. Not right now. I just had so much going on, even with the new baby coming. Not right now.
Cool. Lisa Flower said, "Well, doll, I've always prayed for you and will continue to do so. Any words of wisdom to encourage our little girls and teens considering pursuing their dreams?" Yes, good question.
Yes. Don't let what they say discourage you at all. If anything, use it as motivation, as fuel to whatever fire you have burning inside of you, and you just make sure you never give up. So that way, when it happens, or if it doesn't happen, because that's just not the way how life folds for you, you can always step back and say, "I did everything that I could do," and not have any regrets. But the will, determination, if you build on those things, and then you make sure your support system is behind you 100%, and whoever is not in your corner, you put them wherever they need to go, and then you do whatever it is your heart desires to do.
I'm gonna tell you now, when I was younger, it took me a minute, but I now have a motto in life. You're either here to help me or you're here to hinder me.
Right.
You decide which one you gonna be.
I always when I was younger, I always said friends wasn't gonna add an extra zero to my paycheck. So
I know that's right. Especially when you're trying to study and grind and you got these friends in your ear. And I'm sure you didn't have some in your ear. Let's do this. Let's hang out. Let's do, you trying to focus and stuff. Sometimes you got to put people like on a back burner in this field, because it is really a difficult field to be in, especially as a female. So I got to give you many shout outs for what you're doing.
Yeah, I didn't have a life. I didn't have, I'm not even gonna lie and say I had one. I did not have a life. I'm sorry?
I said, for the most part, you ain't missing nothing.
Oh, I don't think I
You
did.
didn't have no life, girl. You didn't miss nothing.
I'm not a partier anyway, so I didn't miss nothing.
Yeah, you didn't miss nothing, because the thing about it is, once when you're in college, a lot of people try to make it seem like you're missing out, but you have plenty of opportunity and plenty of time after you graduate to make up for things that you wanted to do, or she'll make that money first. Like, for real, make that money first. I ain't mad at you.
Just make the money first.
At the end of the day, my only goal I have in life is to make my mom proud.
Oh,
if she can sit back and say she's proud of everything that I've accomplished in life, or I said I was gonna do, that's what drives me.
She does really, and she's very supportive. She is very. I have seen it literally.
Mm-hmm.
Her support you guys to no end. Like she be running around when y'all both was in school. You doing this, he doing this. You in college, he still in high school. Your mama was all over the place.
Still is. If she could be here working with me, she would.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna share a screen real quick. Your mama, because she had reached out to me a little while ago because you were having a baby. As we know, you're having a baby.
Mm-hmm.
And she had reached out to me because she wanted me to make something for you. There is your mama.
That is my mama with the cake. And I'm gonna need my own little. Can you make me a little cake?
Yes. I can see it really well. But that is her mother, Miss Maria, Miss Ray. And that is a picture of it was a Cookie Monster theme that you had, and that is a picture of the cake that I made.
I just look at it, I'm like, it's so cute. I probably wouldn't have wanted to touch it, but I didn't even get one piece.
It was too cute. I didn't even want to give it away.
You didn't hear what she said. She said, I didn't even get a piece.
She told me her mama didn't even get a piece. They both was like, we heard it was the bomb.
Yeah. I didn't get a piece of that.
It's okay. I'm gonna make sure that I make you one because that cookie dough filling on the inside, that child. But yeah, so that is her mama, always there, always to support. She was planning your baby shower when you was in Virginia.
I still call her. I'm like, Mom, what else do I need? I think I got everything. What else I need?
Yeah. So that was amazing. And it was a wonder. It was beautiful. So I really hope that you enjoyed yourself for your baby shower. This is your first baby. And this is her first G baby, right?
Yes, this is her first grandbaby.
Okay. And Miss Maria, what's your
I don't know if she made up her mind on her name is.
That's what I want to know.
It's either Gigi, that's what she had on her shirt, but then someone said her name should be Mimi because her name is Maria, start with an M.
Oh, well, that's okay. The next time you come into town, I'll make you
one. Okay.
My mama
I'll be there in July.
You said your mom said what?
She said
my mama is Grand.
Oh, Grand. That's cute.
Yeah, see, she at first she was thinking about just being all traditional. I was like, that's not the way anymore. It's gotta get away from the grandma.
Yeah, you gotta pick something cool, something hip. That's the older people say something hip, like the young people.
I just don't know if she made her mind up on it, Gigi or Mimi.
Oh,
so
I like them both.
Somebody else wanted to pop in and say hello.
Oh, okay.
Hi.
How you doing? Good.
How are you?
Did you enjoy our interview?
She was in the back on her phone.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I hope Elijah enjoyed it, and I hope Elijah learned a lot from Jasmyn. And I do hope that he, gets to where he wants to be. If he's, after high school, if he still wants to be in engineering, I wish him the best of luck in that. So tell him we rooting for him.
Tell him to start looking for internships right away.
Yeah, she said start with internships right away.
Now, are Kiewit and Peter Kiewit two different companies, or is one just like a satellite of the other?
Nobody really knows, but it's the whole company is called Peter Kiewit and Sons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're Kiewit because there's a lot of subsidiary companies within that. So we own a lot of companies. So, and it's all broken down in districts. I think we have 53 districts. And mine is
huge.
Yeah, it's very huge. So I work for Kiewit Building Group.
Mm-hmm.
That's one district, and within that building group, you got based on where you at. I went from, I went from Midwest, which is Omaha, in building group. Moved to Denver, which is be Mountain Ops, and then I came out here, and this is Eastern Operations.
Oh, okay, they are really huge. Like almost everywhere you turn, when you see a building going up, It Peter Kiewit. Most all the construction around here in the Midwest is Peter Kiewit. So y'all are really huge.
Are you guys the only like construction company here in the Midwest or in Omaha? Or
No, there you have other companies like Whiting Turner. There was other companies that I got internship offers from. But with Kiewit, it's so much room to grow because, like I said, everybody in Kiewit has to start from ground zero and work your way up.
So everybody is on the same playing field when they come in. I like that. I like that.
With them, we have so many different districts. It's like if with this coronavirus, if they say construction workers aren't essential anymore, you have options to go to like mining or water resources or transportation. Okay. It's so much to do within Kiewit. So
that's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. So, so people wouldn't have. And what are they doing? Like, do you know what they're doing to help protect you guys out there in the field from the Rona? Are there extra precautions because you guys are really out in the elements?
I think their precautions, as far as what I know out here, is there's no more in the office work. You either in the field, and when you're in the field, the work is so sporadic and spread out that you have crews of like 2 or 3 people, so you're keeping that number down.
And social distancing
out. And then if you're not essential, because we're all construction workers are considered essential, you're asked to stay at home and work from home.
Okay.
So I think everybody that I know that was working in the office, we had somebody come in one day on a Monday, and they said they were exposed to it by one of their friends, and they had the whole office. Cleared out. They had the whole office cleared out, gave out extra monitors, had it cleaned. It's not even worth people coming back if you don't have to.
It's not.
And people are setting up their offices at home now.
Yeah. I don't know. We got to be really careful out here.
This is so stupid. That person came to work, and they may or may not have known that they were being exposed. But if they
are you like immediately supposed to stay home? I thought that's what you're supposed to do. Like,
why the hell are you out again?
I think it was a case of, from my understanding, it's because when you get tested, you have to have 48 hours. They take 48 hours for them to give you the result.
Right.
So if somebody gets a result at 2:00 in the afternoon, and you was around person A and B yesterday, you got to call them right away. Like, hey, I got tested, it came back positive, and I'm letting you know right now at 2:00. And then that person probably did what they were supposed to do and went to go tell the correct person, like, I just got this call, I was exposed, I'm going to leave, but I want to let you know because now my coworkers are exposed.
Yeah. We really gotta be vigilant right now. I know a lot of people getting tired of hearing about it, but a lot of people in a lot of different fields right on the front line, and they trying to battle and tackle this, what's going on, but it's a lot of people who are out there in the elements who can't stay home. So I'm glad that they are taking extra precautions, even in the engineering and construction world. Guys safe. So that's really good. That's really good. Oh, Lisa, let me highlight her comment. She said, "You are such an amazing young woman. Remain encouraged with a head held high. Thanks, Ray, for raising a good egg." Ah, it was a pleasure to hear you drop them golden nuggets.
You're welcome. Anytime.
Thank you, Lisa, for your comments. I appreciate everybody who supported the live today, supported the interview. It was awesome. I learned a lot, and I hope others learned a lot, especially those, whether you are female or male, interested in, construction engineering, but especially if you are a male and a Black female. If it's something you really want to do, take all the advice that Jasmyn gave us today. You got to study hard. You got to focus. You got to concentrate, do whatever you can to get through those classes and get you a support system.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're going to need it.
Yeah.
You might need 2 or 3, but you're going to need them.
Yep.
Definitely got to form connections that will have your back right and wrong and on the ready. Not people, oh, well, give me a couple of days to see what no, I need somebody that's going to be on it.
Right.
Not now, right now.
I need it right now. Right when I called you, as soon as you answer, I need you to tune in.
Right.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you, Jasmyn. She done gave us an hour and a half of her time. Everybody, make sure you do us a favor, hit the like button, share the video. Make sure you subscribe to the Hood Table, especially if you are in the ONE. This is the Hood Table, straight out of Omaha. We represent Omaha. We promote Omaha. Sometimes we talk about the good and the bad and the ugly, but we rep Omaha all day, every day. So make sure you subscribe to the Hood Table. And just like Jasmyn, she's on our She's So Amazing segment. Every month, we do an interview with somebody who we believe is very amazing and a female. So people already know, if you know anybody, whether she's a doctor, teacher, lawyer, political figure, daycare provider, whatever. If you believe she's amazing and deserves to be on our show, all you have to do is just hit us up, inbox us on our Facebook page, The Hood Table on Facebook, or hit me in the IGs on our IG under The Hood Table. And with that being said, any last minute words, ladies?
No,
I see my mama and Jordan counted it. I love you too, Jordan, and of course, Miss Lisa. Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome, Miss Ray. You're welcome. Your mom and brother are both so supportive. I love it. Thank you, Wildcard. Thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate it. And while we wrapping up, you said what?
I said stay safe, stay healthy.
Oh,
stay in the damn house.
And outside, I got my N95 yes.
I have to wear my Black Girls Rock shirt
today. So Jordan just had a comment.
Okay, let's see. Where is it?
This is, remember when we were talking before we started the live?
Oh, yeah, the lawyer.
Yes.
Yeah, you need to have her hit me up.
I will have her hit you up, and I will see if I can pass along her number.
Yep. Well, you can give her my phone number.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Just tell her about that. I told her about that already, Jordan. I told her about Lindsay.
Yep. Yep, because I was talking to her about amazing women, especially from our area, and she had mentioned her name. But thank you, Jordan. See, he knows too.
He's in my head.
People know who's amazing. We have people out here, and then we have amazing people out here. And I like to promote those amazing people, no matter the business or the field. That's what we all about. Supporting our own. That's our platform.
Yep, that's my little. I guess he's my brother right now, but sometimes he could be my son. I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know.
I'm that way with my brothers too. I'm the oldest, and I have 2 younger brothers, and sometimes I feel like, dang it, real mama at?
I be saying, where mom at? I don't know. I guess I'm mom right now.
Yep, but definitely have her hit us up. I would love to have an attorney on here.
Okay.
Love to. But with that being said, everybody, thanks again for tuning in. Thank you, Jasmyn. Thank you, my co-host, and everybody who is supporting me.
This was
you are so very welcome. So very welcome. And on that note, we're gonna be out of here. Hey. See you later, everybody.
Bye.
I'm on YouTube. Welcome to the Hood Table, where we chop up local and globally.
Hey.
You don't really want to miss out on these conversations. Just
Joke a little, laugh a little,
Get that wine in your system for your
glass a little, hey.
Expose current events, talk
Trash a little.
You never know, these opinions might
Clash a little.
Get addicted to the content.
Got 'em binge
If
watching.
you don't like it, then you want to invite it, let your friends in the house and you
The like button.
They don't want to miss a second of this HD content. Everybody, they got something to say, so
It's an open invitation. Bring it to the table.
If you come whack, just know we ain't buying in. We gon' probably turn you back until you start dropping in.
Hey.
Welcome to the hood table.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Welcome to the hood table.
You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Thanks for the love and support. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the share button, and make sure you subscribe to the Hood Table and follow us on Facebook, IG, and Twitter. We out.